what's going on? So I had to make this comment. Someone who has watched Vlad TV over the years, because I peeped in and I've checked him out and watched it. He's done some really suspect stuff as far as I'm concerned about black folks. He's always trying to. Michael Jackson, R. Kelly, and Suge Knight have been like his main targets to make bags off and make comments off of. And he always seems like he's new about black things. Like, he is old enough to know a bit more than he does, but some things he just almost like, outside of hip hop and stuff, he just, But anyway, two of the most important people to blow his show up are Lord Jamar and Godfrey, the comedian, actor. Lord Jamar, known for Brand Nubians. Lord Jamar of his acting, philosophical. Brother gets deep. Like anybody, some things you agree with, some you don't, but you respect his knowledge, you respect his articulation. Same thing with Godfrey, But anyway, I did a video about Vlad didn't want that smoke from Minister Farrikhan. And Vlad has not recanted what he said about Minister Farrikhan. Therefore, Lord Jamar and Godfrey are done with him, at least for now. And he basically has been arrogant and smug about it. Like, well, as long as it ain't messing up his stream, it ain't messing up his numbers, he ain't going to recant nothing. You see, he has said some things about Minister Farrikhan. But then again, he said a lot of disparaging things about black entertainers. He's had people come on his show who've had an alleged past. He's had interesting interviews with Rick Ross and others when they've told about their indiscretions and so on and so forth. But he, to me, has used a certain context to attract to say certain things. But he's also been very low-key biased, bigoted with what he has said. And he ain't never got pulled on a call, been called out on it. I took exception by the cheap shots he took at Michael Jackson, and he still does. And I'm like, the man's been deceased for over a decade. Nothing was proven. You're still digging. But I called him out. Suge Knight situation. It's like, okay, how many times can you go with that? R. Kelly, he brought in a lot of people social with him, but again, there's a fine line if you're a journalist, and there's a fine line with how far you go. So, in Dr. Sabi, he's had some things, what he said with Nick Cannon, with John Sally. But this with Minister Farrikhan is the straw that broke the camel's back. And so, they said, well, black folks stop watching Vlad. I said, eventually something will go down. I said, he attracts a certain amount of people to a certain point. But if people pull a plug on Vlad, see ya. That's how I feel, because I think this turkey is pinpointing a bit much towards an agenda. To say I can have this black person or that person on my show, but I can still say some stuff that ain't agreeable. But I'd said it before, I'm going to say it again. People of a certain age and range and the mindset, you ain't getting over by dissing Minister Farrikhan or downplaying him, and it gonna backfire. So, Lord Jamar and Godfrey have pulled a plug on association with Vlad TV, and rightfully so. And it'll be interesting to see if others will follow through, because Vlad has gone too far. And I feel that within the context of a culture with certain things, he goes too far on other things too. Because there's a fine line being an entertainer, a journalist, and there's another thing when you just tabloid or you trying to put somebody down and people call you out on your BS. And I think that's what's happening to Vlad. So that's my thoughts and takes. But give me your thoughts and takes about Lord Jamar and Godfrey done with Vlad over Farrikhan. You agree, disagree? What's your thoughts? What's your take? Hit that like and subscribe, and the bell rings. New video. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. And sometimes you step on the wrong toes one time too many, and it's a done deal. I'm out.